Bears at the Jets. As we do this, we don't know who the starting quarterback for the Jets is going to be. We're taping this on Wednesday.
What do you think that tells you? I mean, that to me would mean that I would think that it means they're going to stick with Zach Wilson. But I don't know.
I think that this entire exercise, it's an effort to both humble and mature.
I think so
Zach
too.
Wilson.
I think you're right.
Let's make him spend a couple days thinking he's lost his job.
Right.
Let's see how he deals with it. If he's a punk, maybe we will set him down. If he shows signs of accountability, you learn a lot from somebody and how they handle adversity. Do they blame others, or do they take that as the wake-up call that the Jets desperately need him to answer? So I was on radio in Miami earlier today between our morning show and doing this, and it came up, and that's when it kind of crystallized for me. This is a test of Zach Wilson.
The poker and the ass
and let's see if he passes it, and let's see if spending a day or two thinking about what may come. And I think they're going to get, no matter how he reacts, they're going to give him one more chance. They're going to give him one more chance, and if he's because you're not going to throw the guy away based on one day. And as you've said, who the hell was open? What was he supposed to do with the football? But this is the shot across the bow at Zach Wilson, that if you don't grow up quick, you are going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
I think it is going to be him.
Yeah.
I think it is going to be him. I agree with you.
Yeah, I would think so, too. I think we would have heard the rumors if it was somebody else break out yesterday. If they decide to go with Flacco or Mike White or whoever, you would have started to hear things break out on Tuesday night. Right.
They've informed the team.
Zach Wilson's been informed,
the quarterbacks.
right? And an agent has found out now and has told Shefty or somebody. That's where I'm with you. And I think it was really kind of a shot across the bow to almost everybody on the offensive side of the ball. Zach Wilson certainly wasn't great. We know that. There was issues. But, if we're going to hold him to that standard, then we got to reevaluate everybody on the offense because they were all shitty. Everybody. So, there was a lot of issues.
Robert Saleh said, dog shit.
Yeah, it was all. They couldn't block anybody in the run game. They couldn't protect. They dropped passes. They ran some wrong routes. So there was a lot of issues there, but Zach Wilson certainly got to grow up and mature, like you're saying. All right, so how do you see this going? What do you think? I'm going to play it that Justin Fields is playing right now. That's what I'm going to go. I'll give a little what I think will happen either way, but I'm going to pick this game as in he's playing.
See, I don't think Fields is playing. Even though he doesn't have a dislocated non-throwing shoulder, the fact that we don't know anything about it tells me that they are trying to do the Jedi mind trick with the Jets to make that defense think they're going to see Fields when they're actually going to see Simeon. And even if they see Fields has been electric. Fields has been dynamic. Fields has been spectacular, and they can't win. They're like 1-5, isn't it? 1-5 in their last 6 games.
Isn't it funny? But since he's doing good, everybody's backed off the Bears. All the public attention to that situation. I feel like the Bears fans were more unhappy earlier in the year when they were winning few football games and Justin Fields wasn't looking good, as compared to now where, they're not winning, but I guess they're seeing the future a little bit and going, wait, if he can do this, we can build around it and watch what happens then. And I understand that, but it's amazing what using the talents of your quarterback can do to your franchise.
Even then, I think the Jets win 17-10, regardless of who the quarterback is. For either team, I think the Jets win. The defense is too good, and the Bears have not shown me anything since they beat the Patriots when they had that 11 days to realize, let's use Justin Fields deliberately as a runner, not just when the pass play that we've called falls apart. So what's your score for this one?
Yeah,
I got 17-10 Jets.
I'm going to go 20-17 Jets. That's what I'll stick by for sure. I will say that if it's Trevor Siemian, I probably would go 24-10 Jets, somewhere along those lines. But to your point, the Jets defense, it's too good. They're too fast. They keep 8 people at the line of scrimmage all the time. I would have a hard time thinking, even with a healthy Justin Fields, that run game or his run game is just going to, blow up or, be amazing like it has been the last few weeks. I think this will be a tougher test for that to work. And the Bears defense, as we know, it's nothing special. It's not. And that would be one reason, one, hey, you're 5-2 with Zach Wilson and the 2 losses being against the same team that's dominated you for the last 2 decades. All right. But this is a game where, for a young quarterback, you might have the opportunity to gain some confidence and get something going here. We're talking about a team that's in the playoffs with a quarterback that's 5-2 and a bad game up in New England who's made, how many quarterbacks look bad over the last 20 years? And the fan base wants to bench the quarterback. And I know it hasn't been pretty, but it's a style of football they're opting to play as well, like we talked about yesterday. The Jets are opting to play 2013 Seattle Seahawks football. That's what they're doing. So it's never going to look that pretty, but I'll go with the Jets to win this no matter what.
And look, this is the one to help Zach Wilson build some confidence because next week they go to Minnesota. So it makes sense to try to get him back on the right track here, get him to show some maturity, get him to properly connect with his teammates in the locker room, and then move forward because they continue to be 6-4 and very much in the playoff chase. Now we have to go back, and we have to fix some of our work because, Chris, Zach Wilson has been benched.
Wow.
Per Shefty.
Wow.
The team has been informed. I don't know. It's impressive they held it until today. The team has been informed that Zach Wilson is being benched. No word on who's starting. I assume it's Mike White, but who the hell knows at this point. So I'm assuming that folks will pace together for the individual, game previews. What we're saying now with what we said earlier. How does this change? This is one of the rare instances where even though the hand is off the checker, we can put the hand back on the checker and move it if we are so inclined. Are you inclined to change your pick now that we know that Zach Wilson's not playing?
I don't think I am. I don't. Again, they're not a team that plays through the quarterback anyways. They want to run the ball. They want to play defense. They want the quarterback to make 3 or 4 throws within the football game to get them over the hump. That's why I'm a little surprised. Zach Wilson had been doing that. But yeah, it also, to your point and what you've said all along, and I agree with you, it seems like it's more of almost an attitude leadership thing involved in this conversation as well. But having said all of that, I'm still going to go Jets 20, Bears 17. I'm not going to change it.
I'm going to stick with mine as well. I see the name Streveler is trending on Twitter right now. There are fans calling for the Jets to go with him, the former Grey Cup champion.
The Jets are always Jets fans are always rooting for the guy that's not good to where they can stay in Loserville. They like Loserville.
They want chaos. And here's my theory. Since it didn't come out until today, I think that
your theory of what you explained earlier.
But I think that he did not react well to the news that he may be losing his job, that maybe he got a little pissy with somebody, maybe, slammed a door or acted like a punk, and they said, fine, you just wrote your own ticket to the bench. I really think that because this is something that should have come out yesterday. If he was getting benched, they would have told somebody yesterday. It would have come out yesterday. I think they wanted to see how he dealt with it, and they decided, you know what? It's time. Because when has this happened? That a top 2 pick gets benched in his second season when he's 5-2 this year, as you've said.
Yeah.
So I think there's more to it, and I think this is about maturity or lack thereof, accountability or lack thereof, and proper reaction to adversity or lack thereof. But I'm still sticking with 17-10. This is the kind of thing that can pull the team together. If there's enough guys in that locker room.
Yeah.
That were upset with how he acted, they come together and they rally around whoever, whether it's Mike White, Joe Flacco, Chris Streveler, or Joe Namath. I don't care. Or John Namath, as the case may be. There's probably someone out there named John Namath, and maybe he's available. So, anyway, I'll stick with 17-10.
Who did they say?
I'll stick with 17-10.
Have we heard who they're going to go with here?
I haven't seen who.
Wow, that's interesting.
Which is another. We need to go to break, but that's another little block that supports the idea that this is more about anti-Zach Wilson, get him out. We'll worry about where we're going to go from here. But they got practice today in advance of Sunday's game. So whoever it's going to be, presumably Mike White, we'll find out soon enough.
Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my Unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.